Well, the clock was against her, but Guam Congresswoman Bordallo made an almost impossible save after a 21-hour flight from Guam to Washington, racing to the House floor to win passage of a long-sought housing measure. PNC's Washington correspondent Matt Kay reports.
It wasn't football, baseball, or hockey, but for Guam's Bordallo, just off a plane from almost a day in the air, it was one for the books, a clutch play for the legislative books. Racing from the airport and running for re-election, Bordallo knew she had to get to the House floor to save her amendment to a housing reform bill, a rider to give U.S. citizens and nationals priority over FAS migrants for housing subsidies. Bordallo had just missed by minutes her chance to offer her amendment as a freestanding measure, but that didn't stop Bordallo from salvaging her proposal. Reaching the floor in the midst of debate, Bordallo hastily worked with Texas Democrat Sheila Jackson Lee, who was also offering an amendment.
Unfortunately, one of my dear colleagues from Guam missed her time to offer her amendment, and I'm going to ask unanimous consent to modify my amendment with the modification at the desk of Ms. Bordallo and yield her 1 minute to be able to discuss her amendment at this time.
Suddenly, Bordallo had her chance.
I continue to support allowing these migrants to receive housing assistance. Otherwise, our housing situation in Guam and other affected jurisdictions would get even worse. However, it was not the intent of Congress to displace our citizens when it extended eligibility to migrants in 2000. Unfortunately, limited resources have led many U.S. citizens in Guam to be displaced by COFA migrants.
Bordallo says Guam's housing authority says the demand for housing help far outweighs the resources available. Bordallo pointed to local data that 42% of Guam's homeless, 536 Chamorros, and 42 Filipinos are Guam residents. The House passed by voice vote Jackson Lee's amendment with the Bordallo language, salvaging what could have easily been a huge missed opportunity in an election year. The amended bill now heads to the Senate. On Capitol Hill, Matt Kay for PNC News.